So, hello everyone, and welcome to an iHeart to Heart with Tim McGraw, presented by Virgin Mobile Canada. I am your host, Shannon, and I'm happy to introduce you to our country legend, Tim McGraw. Hello, Tim. Thank you so much for joining us. And I want to introduce you to our winners today, Jennifer and Keith.
Hi, Jennifer and Keith. How are you guys? Nice to see you.
Hi. Hey. We're good.
Jennifer and Keith, how many times have you seen Tim McGraw in concert?
I come from a small town up north, so we never had concerts up there until I moved down here. And so then I could actually get out and see people. So I've seen Tim twice. I've seen Faith, I think, 3 times.
Oh, so you got plenty more to go. You haven't even heard all of my jokes yet.
So do you guys have any questions for Mr. Tim McGraw?
Fire away.
Well, I don't know. I'm not good with questions. I'm more of like, I want to say something. My father was a funny guy. He loved to sing Don Williams every morning. Don Williams or some Tom T. Hall, and that's how I grew up. And my dad one day said to me, he just died last January, and he and I were alone in the hospital. And I was playing some of his favorite songs. So I was playing, You're My Best Friend and a few others. And he said, what's that song by that guy? And I'm like, okay, my dad loves puzzles. He said, that guy with the pretty wife with hair like you. I'm like, oh, that's Tim McGraw. I'm like, yeah, I know that one. But he wanted to hear Humble and Kind.
Oh, wow.
And then right after that, the funeral, actually, your song, I Call Mama, came out. They always have such a meaning behind them, and it seems so personal. But I think some of those songs, I get older too, they just seem to have a different meaning. And I don't know if that's something that is part of evolution of your own music.
Yeah, for sure. I think not only, hearing songs differently as you get older and as life changes, as you go through different stages of your life, certainly you can go back and listen to a song that you liked 20 years ago and then listen to it now and it takes on an entirely different meaning because you find a deeper meaning in the more subtext that you find and stuff when you're listening to it. But also the same for me when I'm looking for songs to record, I look at songs differently because I'm a different artist now because my influences are different. My social influences are different. My influences from my family. I mean, my daughters are all grown now, so that gives me a different perspective. I get weepier the older I get, for sure. I mean, songs can make me cry just like that. And sometimes, like for instance, I Called Mama. It's a tough one to get through. Every time I get to the hook line, I have to really brace myself to not fall apart and cry when I get to the hook line. And Humble and Kind was like that too. When I went into the studio to record that song, we had just dropped my oldest daughter off at college in New York City at NYU. And I flew straight home and went straight to the studio and started doing the vocals to Humble and Kind. I couldn't get through the song. I would get through a verse or something, and then I would fall apart. And I just cried all the way through it, and I was a blubbering idiot. And so I told my producer, I'm not going to be able to get this. I'm going to have to go home. I can't get it. So I took off, and I was trying to make a volleyball game to my youngest daughter. And I took off late, and I called my wife, said, I'm on my way. She says, well, you'll never make it because of traffic. You should probably just go straight home. So I pulled off to the side of the road, and I cried really hard. And then I called Byron back. And I said, Byron, I think I've got all the crying out now. Can I come back and try that song again? So I drove back to the studio, and in 30 minutes, that was the finished product of the song. But yeah, thank you for sharing that story about your dad. I've been fortunate in my career to have a few songs that don't belong to me, that they belong to everybody else. And I'm lucky enough that I'm the one that gets to stand up and sort of be the conduit and the megaphone for them.
So Jennifer and Keith, obviously you love Humble and Kind and I Called Mama. Is there like a favorite Tim McGraw party song that you have? Because he also has a lot of those.
I think Country Boys and Girls comes on, and I like Down on the Farm. It's turned up, and we have a preteen over here that won't be seen because she's embarrassed, of course, by her parents or stepmom, just by nature of us being over 20. But we were in the car, and I think she's becoming a fan, Tim. And I say this because we were in the car and we dropped off her sister, and she says, oh, great. Now you're going to turn up something like Tim McGraw and sing it loud out the window. I'm like, indeed I am. And every time Down on the Farm comes on, I'm like, that's the one.
Right on. That's a good one. Look, it's been a pleasure talking to you guys and meeting you guys. Yeah. I hope I can see you live when we come back to Canada and get to play some music live and say hi to you guys backstage before a show. That'd be fun.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you guys so much for joining us on our iHeart to Heart with Tim McGraw, presented by Virgin Mobile Canada. It's been a pleasure. Thank you, Jennifer and Keith. Thank you, Tim McGraw.